Welcome back to Case Studies with the BizDoc. This week, it's YouTube TV, and I'm going to take you through 3 specific points. Number 1, what is YouTube TV and where did it come from inside YouTube? Point 2, why I think they're going to win. And point 3, the other players that are in the live TV over-the-top service market, as well as those that are making the ultra-premium content, like HBO Now and Netflix. So let's start with the history. So in the beginning, you've got YouTube. And YouTube, we all know what that is. We all know where it came from. And we know about Susan Wojcicki and everything that came along with the dawn of YouTube being bought by Google, way back. Well, what they started with was the same concept that you and I saw other people going after, which is, as long as we've got the internet everywhere, guess what? We're no longer held hostage by the pipe from the cable company into our house. Days are over. I've got internet coming into my house, and more importantly, I have got DSL and I've got high-speed internet, fiber, coming into my house, so I can watch video uninterrupted on 2 or 3 TVs. Once that bandwidth got up there big, guess what? Everybody else could step in to compete with the cable players. And first with things like Netflix competed with the cable players, and then YouTube watching videos, and then all of a sudden, over the last 3 years, there's been a certain selection of exciting new content for you and me in the form of over-the-top television, so that we can pay an over-the-top provider such as YouTube TV, Hulu with live TV, DirecTV Now, those things. So let's take a look at where YouTube TV started with all this. Well, in 2015, 2016, the first over-the-top player, as I turn this way, was actually Sling, which was offered by the Dish Network. And the Dish Network, you remember, it was the much smaller of the satellite competitors, Dish and DirecTV. Well, the smaller one got a head start on launching into over-the-top television. And where they are today, they've recently announced that they got 2.2 million subscribers to Sling, offered by the Dish Network. That may not seem like a lot, but let's go take a look at what's happening, and we'll see that even though cable still has almost 200 million subscribers here in the United States, why things are not looking good for cable. Shortly thereafter, about a 8 month later, 2 services started. The first was PS View, that's PlayStation View, and Hulu. And Hulu is owned by a set of a conglomerate of the usual suspects. And let's look over here just for a second and talk about Hulu. Hulu was owned 30% by Fox, 30% by Disney, 30% by Comcast, and 10% by Time Warner. Time Warner right now is in process of getting bought, that's the $, by AT&T, if that gets approved. And of course, Time Warner owns HBO and Game of Thrones. Well, over here, believe it or not, there's a deal going on where Disney wants to buy the 30% from Fox. So Disney would be 60%. Comcast, which is also NBC Universal, had 30%, and then Time Warner will have 10% sold to AT&T. So why is this important? This is the usual suspects actually planning out the future because they know what's happening to cable, but they didn't know it was going to happen this fast. There may be some people that claim they did, but I don't believe they knew it was going to happen this fast. Nonetheless, in all this time, they've only been able to amass 450,000 Hulu live TV subscribers. Now, what Hulu will tell you is that they've got 17 million paid subscribers. Well, that's 17 million paid subscribers that are paying for Hulu the same way 55 million people pay for Netflix and 5 million people pay for HBO Now. And those are just premiums. You pay your fee, you can go in and watch any of the programming. Original programming from Netflix, like House of Cards, or you can go, or HBO, Game of Thrones, HBO Now, or any of some of the original stuff that's actually come from Amazon. And what was that one? Transparent and Mrs. Maisel, if I'm getting that right, from Amazon. So those are just premium content. Well, that is what Hulu's subscribers are, but they've only been able to add that 450,000 subscribers to live TV. Now, true, they've only been at it since the second quarter of 2016, so this is only happening in about over a 2-year period. In that same 2-year period, PlayStation Vue, where you can get a subscription to a whole variety of cable TV and live TV channels coming through your PlayStation as the cable box, assuming someone is piping the internet into your home with enough speed, they've got about 650,000 subscribers. Then you've got the usual suspect. It was DirecTV Now, and they didn't start till Q4 of 2016, so going up about 18 months ago. And they've gone pretty quick up to 1.4 million subscribers. Now, as you can see what's going on here, I've got YouTube TV here, only started in the second quarter of last year, 2017, and they have 300,000 subscribers, and they haven't even announced how many they have here at the end of Q1 of 2018 as we film this. And so you can see they may be young, but they're on a trajectory. And DirecTV Now and YouTube TV are the two that really appear to be on the trajectory. In other words, people like you and me are gravitating to those services. Now, what we're also gravitating to in the new world order is this simple math. First of all, over-the-top OTT. It's a democratic pipe. Once we have the internet in our house, we're in charge of what we watch on TV. It used to be once cable is plugged into your house, well, the only cable in my neighborhood was Comcast, and it's in the street, buried underground, and that was the one you got. You couldn't choose anything else unless you get DirecTV or Dish and put a dish on top of your house. Those days are over. Once you've got that pipe coming into your house, it's a democracy, and you can vote for who you want to get your content. We have cord cutters. Converts. People like me, I no longer have cable, I no longer have DirecTV. And I was one of the first DirecTV subscribers going back to 1994 when I worked at a company that made components that were for satellite television dishes. And so I've recently, over the last year, I've cut the cord. I no longer have DirecTV or any cable at my house. So the new world order is $40 for over the top. Will get you live TV from Sling or DirecTV Now, PlayStation Vue, Hulu, or YouTube TV. There's about 6 providers. There's one more out there called Fubo, and if you are a soccer fan, Fubo is for you. It's live TV from soccer all over the world. UEFA Cup, Champions League, Caribbean leagues, South American leagues, it's everywhere. Fubo. The other 5 are right here, and those are the ones that provide the more traditional set of channels, including HBO, CNN, Fox, all those things. Well, so now you've got $40 for over the top for your internet pipe. You have $15 for HBO Now, assuming that you're a Game of Thrones fan, and then the bandwidth. So you've got $95, you've got all the internet to your house and your live television on whatever device you want, as well as HBO Now. It's $80 if you're just not into Game of Thrones. So the whole playing field has changed. When I was a DirecTV subscriber, I had 3 boxes in the house, and it was costing me about $140 a month. That didn't include internet. That was just my TV. You talk to anybody that had AT&T Uverse or other services like that, they'll tell you the same story. Now, what's happening to cable in the middle of this? Because these numbers may not look big compared to cable. So let's look at what's happening to these people, and then I'm going to get to my last point, which is why do I think that YouTube TV is going to be the winner in all this? First of all, Comcast announced that Q4, Q1 timeframe, they lost 100,000 subscribers, meaning those people left them. They're no longer subscribing. Now, might some of them be Comcast subscribers to Hulu? Maybe, but they've lost that money here, and this at $80, $90 a month versus $40 a month for Hulu or $15 a month for Hulu streaming. That's a net loss of revenue. Verizon, Fios, they announced that they lost 22,000. AT&T Uverse has announced that they've lost 23% of all their AT&T Uverse subscribers over the course year over year. 23% they've lost. Minus 385,000 subs, then minus 271. I'm pretty sure that number's correct. And then minus $33,000. Look at that. It's negative, negative, negative. It's like watching the U.S. government do the annual budget with all the deficits. There's only one word for what's happening to cable in the middle of all this, and that's damn. They are losing it. What used to be dominant and a dominant monopoly is being given way to the Democratic pipe once we have bandwidth in our home and we can decide what it is we want to watch. Now, in the midst of all this, I haven't brought up Amazon and Netflix and HBO in detail. Because you look at it like this, Amazon and Netflix are really the new HBO and Showtime investing in premium content. As a matter of fact, Netflix last year, I believe it was announced that they spent $4.5 billion with a B investing in and creating new content. Now, some of that content was House of Cards from a couple years ago. Phenomenal programming. And some of that content was like Narcos, one of my favorite series. And spoiler alert, watch for some interviews by Patrick Bet-David that are related to that show. Then you've got Hulu not really investing in content. They're just out there on a streaming service. Where are they getting the content from? Oh, maybe it's Disney, maybe it's Universal. Guess what? It is. On the other hand, you've got Amazon also investing in content that I already mentioned, Transparent and Mrs. Maisel, among other things. So Amazon was spending another $4.5 billion in content or so. So you really have HBO now, Amazon, and Netflix as the super premium content, and this is the new face of cable TV. But it's not cable anymore, it's over the top. You can watch it on your phone, you can watch it on a tablet, watch it on your laptop, or watch it on your connected TV when you're home. Now, why do I think that YouTube TV is gonna be the one that's there? I think it's very, very simple. YouTube has had a tremendous head start, and there are some very smart people that are there, and there's a bunch of things that are coming into play. YouTube already has the partner program on YouTube, which is basically like an incubator for tomorrow's content. And tomorrow's content is watched by tomorrow's consumers, millennials, X's, Y's, all those generations. They don't watch television like their couch potato parents, grandparents, or aunts and uncles. They don't tune in to ABC at 8 o'clock and watch a show and then follow it all the way to Jimmy Kimmel. That's not the way they watch TV. They watch many things and they shift through it because YouTube gave them the ability to do it, and the Democratic pipe gives them the ability to do it. So we now see the YouTube partners being like an incubator for tomorrow's content, for tomorrow's viewership. Also, the ad network and the data and analytics. Google has got more data and analytics and a more robust ad network dating back to the dawn of AdSense and original internet ads and search ads. And so they've got this huge mental horsepower that's here that has brought all this to bear. Additionally, if you look at some of the recent announcements and product improvements are being made to YouTube TV that have been announced by Debbie Weinstein and CEO Susan Wojcicki, you know that they are absolutely dead serious about what's going on here. As a matter of fact, they've also announced some tools for advertisers that are going to help them reach the OTT audience the way that the OTT audience watches content. And who would know more about that? YouTube, with petabytes and petabytes of information and data that they've refined into algorithms. They know what's going on, and they're going to be able to partner with advertisers who are going to sponsor that content and put ads into that content on YouTube TV. And that is yet another angle that I believe YouTube TV is going to take. Now, why would I look at it that way? One simple truth exists. All of these, DirecTV, Dish, Sony PlayStation, Hulu, and YouTube, they all get the same pricing pretty much when they go and they speak to ESPN. The same pricing when they go and speak to Turner, when they go to CNN. So to put all those channels in, the prices they pay to put those channels into the cable pack or the product offering pack, the OTT pack, live TV pack, are going to be largely similar. Now, I know some of you may say, no, that's really not true because Disney's got ESPN. Well, look, Disney has to go make its budget. ESPN has to make its budget. And I doubt very seriously that there's that much of a discount to the Hulu subsidiary because ESPN's losing subscribers, and they got to make their numbers too. So I think by and large, everybody's going to pay about the same for content. So it's going to be access to the subscriber and ancillary products. And I see three things that are key here. YouTube Red on the music offering. Do you remember the day when there would be about 30 channels of music in your cable or your satellite subscription? Remember all those music choice channels? Well, guess what? YouTube is going to be able to put similar offerings in there with YouTube Red, which started out once upon a time as YouTube Music. So if you don't think that there is ability of YouTube to add value-added content into it coming from the YouTube side through Red and the partner network, then you're not paying attention. And there's a little bit of a surprising competition between YouTube TV and Amazon. In Q1 of this year, Susan Wojcicki actually said, hey, we are not going to have YouTube TV be available on the Amazon Fire devices. Now let's step aside for one quick second. The Amazon Fire device is a box, similar to that Roku is a box and the PlayStation is a box. And you can get all kinds of services through those. In the case of Roku and Amazon Fire, those boxes have to be programmed and have, software to accept these services. They're not like a computer that can just accept everything. And so what they've said is, sorry, if you're going to play tough with us, we're going to play tough with you. And so there's probably some other things below the surface between, Google, Alphabet, YouTube, and Amazon. So it's important to note that you can use all kinds of devices to get YouTube TV. Get on your phone, a tablet device like an iPad. You can get it on, of course, your laptop or your home computer. But you got to be careful which one you select. You can get Chromecast devices, but the Amazon Fire family of devices is not going to let you get YouTube TV, at least for the current time, while Alphabet, Google, YouTube, and Amazon got this little clink going. Additionally, YouTube's going to be able to take a little page out of Netflix and a little page out of Amazon's book, and they're going to be able to sponsor some content. They already do a little of that on YouTube right now, but they ultimately, I believe, can be investing in creating the next house of cards in the future and running it through their own system. So I see YouTube with its algorithms, with its access to the partner network, with Red, all coming together to incubate additional value-add content. As a matter of fact, the YouTube Red channel is on YouTube TV, and I see that over time expanding. That's why I see YouTube TV being the winner. They may not have been the first to the party here, but they've been the first to the party on video, and they were the first to the party through ad network, data and analytics, and a partner network. And while YouTube TV may have started later than some of these others, I see their acceleration coming and coming on strong. And that's why I think when it comes to OTT, I believe that YouTube TV, in the battle for live television, for your dollars, my dollars, and all that we do, I think they are ultimately going to be the winner for the reasons I've articulated. And additionally, Hulu, whoever's going to own Hulu, whoever's going to do this, there's going to be conflict in the board because these folks are also competing with each other. So I see Hulu, I don't think it's really a mystery why they have not over time been able to do more, even though they're owned by the content people, than the PlayStation people. PlayStation View having more subscribers than Hulu, I find that to be kind of amazing considering the ownership. But I also find it not amazing because that ownership, I don't think they can get out of each other's way. And there you have it. So please subscribe to Valuetainment, the best channel on the internet for entrepreneurial content, including content from Patrick David, case studies from yours truly, the BizDoc. And remember, when we get to 1 million subscribers, it will be the first Valuetainment Entrepreneurial Conference where you will be able to come and hear from entrepreneurs and people like Patrick David to tell you how to improve your business, improve yourself, improve your life, and improve those that you touch around you in the process. Until next time, I'm Tom Meltzer with the BizDoc, and I hope I left you better than I found you.